Yeah, it's just every Tuesday, man. It's awesome. It's hard to explain, but you know, we had a tough first one there, and ever since we've been right back on track. This is a fun show, man. It's a fun show.
Great performances up and down the card, 4 finishes. Did anybody like really grab your attention tonight? Stand out as like the MVP of the night, so to speak?
Yeah, Rabisti. That guy is fucking unbelievable. Powerful, pulls off that choke. Apparently that kid weighed 180 pounds tonight. Picked him up like he was a little kid and slammed him. He's going to be fun to watch. And obviously, I just said to Laura, and it's true, the one thing I feel like we've been missing for years is a big Japanese star. And this kid can definitely be it.
I want to ask you about that with the Japanese market. You said having a big star. I know the world's still kind of getting back to normal in terms of travel and stuff like that, but where does Japan rank as a market, like as a target for you guys, right? Because it's been kind of a weird one over the years.
Every country, is big if you have a star from that region, I mean, look at Ireland when we found Connor, and the UK with Bisbing, and the list goes on and on. And wait till we go back to the UK now with Edwards in the rematch. I mean, when you get these kids who become stars in these regions, it's massive. I mean, look at Australia. First time we ever went to Australia, we had Elvis Sinisic. You know what I mean? Now there's multiple world champions out of that place. So if this kid continues to rise and do big things in the UFC, Japan will just blow up.
I think the only one, I wouldn't even say questionable, the one that maybe was surprising tonight was Victoria, right? Because it wasn't the greatest fight ever. What was it that sold you on that you're like, let's go, let's get
Everything about her sold me. She's hurt. She even walked down the stairs acting like she wasn't hurt after the fight. Usually you'll see people like, the other kid kicked the knee. I heard him kick that knee too. I knew. And Mick goes, there goes his foot. And sure enough, you know what I mean? And he had to get on crutches to get out of there. That girl walked down the stairs. I don't know if I've ever seen a fighter mentally, physically, and as emotionally strong as that girl is. She's a beast. And she just walked up to me and said, I'm going to be a world champion. And I said, yeah, I don't doubt it. What I saw from you tonight, I don't doubt it. She beat the more experienced girl, the bigger, stronger girl, and absolutely dominated her.
It sounds like she actually came into the fight injured as well, right? So I'm just curious, like, would you advise fighters, like, please don't do that? Or you're like, I mean, it's a big opportunity,
Listen,
right?
That's up to doctors. She saw a doc. I just talked to the doctor back there, and he said, yeah, she was fine. I don't know if she's going to need surgery now because her knee buckled in there, and we all saw that. So they got to do an MRI on her now, but she got a cortisone shot, and she was fine. So I leave that up to the doctors.
Got to ask you about this weekend, historic weekend for the UFC, heading to Paris. I guess give me the excitement level, right? I mean, this is like the international New York, right? It took forever to get this done. I mean, how does it feel to finally have this event?
Yeah, it's already sold out. The event is completely sold out already, and I think that another arena record, and the first time in Paris. So, yeah, it's awesome. It's exciting.
The main event was Cyril Gane and Tai Tuivasa. So obviously a big one at heavyweight. It's number 1 versus number 3. Are you looking at that as a potential number 1 contender fight? I mean, I know Cyril just had a title shot, but could the winner here get a title shot?
Yeah, I mean, that's how it works. I mean, if Tai wins, obviously he's next in line, and the Cyril fight was close.
The only questions, I guess, would be like John Jones, Stipe.
Yeah, I'm not making – first of all, I don't make the fight before the fight. I mean, anything is possible. But, yeah, we don't know how any of this is going to play out because the heavyweight champ's still hurt anyway. So I don't know. But, obviously, whoever wins on Saturday is right there.
Last thing for me, I'll ask kind of a similar question to co-main event with Whitaker and Vettori. They're kind of in that similar position, right, where, like, they're 0-2 against Adesanya, but they keep beating everyone else in the division. So when you look at those guys, do you think that they just have to hope that Pereira wins so they can get another title shot? Or, if they keep winning, can they get back to Adesanya even though they're both 0-2?
I mean, yeah, again, who knows leading into the fight. See how the fight turns out and what happens. And then obviously what happens with the Israel fight. But, I saw things where Whitaker was saying he wants to go to light heavyweight after this fight. So I don't know. I don't even think about this kind of stuff until it happens.
Hey, Dana.
Hey.
In the co-main event, St. Dimas, you said that before his fight, he made you a believer. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I was listening to his feature. I told these guys that were sitting with me, I said, if this fight's half as good as the feature, this should be a badass fight. You know, because you had a guy who's got like 60 amateur fights. He's like 23-3 in kickboxing. And this kid who, you know, says, I come from the streets. This is how I'm going to provide for my family. I have to believe in myself. And, you know, I thought the feature was awesome.
I mean, do you kind of see him as kind of like a star? Like he's got the look, he's got the knockouts, he's got the personality. Like, do you see him going far?
Yeah, I think that everybody that comes on the Contender Series has the potential to be a star. And yeah.
In other news, your favorite fighter.
If you look at Kevin Holland when he fought here, he talked so much, he drove me crazy. I couldn't stand him. And now I love the kid. You know what I mean? So, yeah, all these kids. And the most important thing about the show is the way that these guys fight. I mean, every Tuesday they come in here and fight their asses off, and that's what's important.
Absolutely. There's a rumor that Jake Paul and Anderson Silva are going to fight in October. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't give a shit what you know what I mean? But if he's really fighting Anderson Silva, if that's true, it's about time. Yeah, he's got a real fight in his hands there. You know, regardless of how old Anderson is. Yeah, that's a real fight.
Thank you.
Hey, Dana.
Hey.
I was wondering if you heard Chael Sonnen's comments about Leon, how he cheated his way to the title. I'm wondering if you could comment on that.
That he cheated his way?
He was saying he had too many fence grabs that were unchecked.
He had to do what?
Too many fence grabs. Chael Sonnen is saying that Leon grabbed the fence too many times and it wasn't checked, and that's how he became champion.
Became champion with a head kick. He didn't win by grabbing the fence. I mean, he got absolutely dominated in that whole fight except for that couple minutes in the first round. He got absolutely dominated, and you know, that's completely unfair of Chael Sonnen to say that. That kid sucked it up, dug down deep, and landed literally the perfect head kick with like a minute left of the fight. So I would say that that's silly, ridiculous, and absolutely unfair to say about Leon.
There's also a photo of Sean Strickland's finger. Looks terrible, badly infected. He's saying he's going to need surgery. Do you know if that's going to affect the fight coming up, or?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, he's out.
Thank you.
Yep.
Going back to Paris, you know, with it being a new country, were there any unique logistics or things that you guys ran into? Obviously, they had to make MMA legal over there, but was there anything leading into this that was maybe new or different that kind of threw a wrench into it? And do you expect any government officials?
You mean this week?
No, just in terms, just to make it happen. I guess this week.
Yeah, I mean, it took us years to get there. It took years of hard work and lobbying, and you know, yeah, it took a very, very long time to get it done. But nothing going into this week that's unusual to deal with.
Have any members of the government reached out and want to take part, come watch it or anything?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure they will. Yeah.
And this week also, you guys are bringing back the open workout that's been gone for a long time. I guess the location and stuff, is that something you think that we're going to see back here in the States as well?
I don't know. I honestly don't know why we got rid of it. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. And last for me, one of the things you said, you know, when you talked about Blake Builder up there, you said you're not looking for 32-year-olds, but he made you interested. You made him want. Is there an age limit, or is that the kind of thing that matchmakers should weed out before they get here? Or is there guys that just at some age that you're like, is this right for you to try at this age?
Yeah, it's a fact. I'm not looking for 32-year-olds to come into the UFC. So what the matchmakers do is they make the best fights they can with the guys that they think have potential. So regardless of what I'm looking for, they're trying to put on the best fights possible. And if you're 32 years old, Come in and make me want a 32-year-old. That's your job, not mine. You know what I mean? You come in and you do what this kid did tonight. He got me excited about a 32-year-old. So, yeah, that's how this works.
Hey, Dana.
Yeah.
In week 1, you gave a passionate and somewhat angry speech imploring fighters to be more like Joe Pyfer and make the most of their chance here at the Contender Series. Now that we're beyond the halfway point and you're saying how much you love Tuesday nights, are you more satisfied with what you've seen so far?
Yeah, I mean, there's been 6 seasons of this show. This is the 6th season, and every season has been incredible. It's just we had a very weird night, the first night of the Contender Series this season, but I guess I fixed it. I don't know, or that was just a very weird night.
You think the speech worked?
I wouldn't say that it was the speech. I mean, if we didn't have 5 seasons before this of unbelievable fights, you know, maybe people needed to be reminded. I don't know what happened, but, you know, all I care is that we're back on track.
And last week, you said Joe Pyfer and Cameron Simon were 2 standout performers of the season so far. Does Cedriquez Dumas and Rabisti rank as highly as them after what they did tonight?
Does Rabisti rank as high as who? Pyfer?
Yeah, Pyfer and Simon.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the season so far and you look at talent and potential, yeah, Rabisti might be number 1. He might be number 1. So I'm looking. They got Cormier picking the power rankings, and he doesn't have this guy number.
And, going back to Jake Paul and Anderson Silva, would you be tempted?
Come on.
To give
Anderson? Are you serious? No, I'm not tempted to do anything.
Would you be tempted?
Stop asking me about Jake Paul, you guys. I don't give a shit what Jake Paul does. Jake, I know you love this shit, and I know it gives you clicks, but come on. The guy has nothing to do with my business. It's nothing to do with my business. He doesn't fight for me. He's not even in the same fucking sport as me. I don't want to talk about him anymore. I don't care. I was going to tell you something, though. You made me forget. Fuck, I don't know what I was going to say. I was going to say something good, though.
In other boxing news, Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Sport announced a partnership with DCT in Abu Dhabi. I was wondering if you gave any advice to any of the parties there, considering how fond you are of DCT. And
do we have any what?
Did you give any advice to either DCT, Matchroom?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say that I guess I gave a little advice, yeah. No, it's good to have Eddie Hearn. I like Eddie Hearn. I respect him as a promoter and as a person, and I'm happy for him because Abu Dhabi's an awesome place. They're incredible people to do business with. And, yeah, it's good when you see a couple of good groups hook up together. So, I'm happy.
One of the things I liked about when we were all on Fight Island was just how much it was like a festival of combat sports, event after event after event. Because, you know, they do the jiu-jitsu there, the UAE Warriors is there, Matchroom is now there. Would you be tempted to you kind of do one event yourself there and then have Matchroom piggyback up, you know, like a Saturday afterwards?
Yeah, I mean, anything's possible. I know that, you know, they're looking to do lots of things for tourism over there, from concerts to fights to, you know, boxing, MMA. I mean, nicest hotels in the world, greatest restaurants in the world, probably the best service in the world when you talk about Abu Dhabi. And you know how I always talk about destinations for people from all over the world that have never been to the Middle East. If you're going to the Middle East for the first time and you really want to have a great experience, there's no place like Abu Dhabi. It's the best.
Thanks, Dana.
Thank you.
Hey, Dana, you said Sean Strickland is out. How bad is his finger?
I don't know. We had matchmaking today, and that was when I found out that there was something wrong with him. Yeah.
And they haven't said, like, a time frame of when he'd be able to?
No, nothing.
Leon Edwards, Uzman rematch. Is there any idea of when that will be and where?
Not yet, no.
And you had mentioned that there would be a venue that would lose their spot in order to make that happen in the UK. What location was that would lose the fight next year?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. I'm not saying that, though. I'm not gonna fucking. That would be fucked up. I'm not doing that. But yes, that is true.
One follow-up. Can you announce who is replacing Sean Strickland?
I think we just scrapped the fight.
Scrapped the fight.
Yeah.
And then with UFC 279 just around the corner, are you happy how the fight card has turned out so far, with you adding Tony and with you adding Kevin Holland versus Daniel Rodriguez?
Well, I'm sorry. Ask me that question again.
With UFC 279 right around the corner, are you happy with how the fight card has turned out after it being kind of weak to begin with?
You're a dick. Yeah, I'm very happy with the fight card. Yes.
Thank you.
All right.
Dana,
Yeah.
I did talk with Glover Teixeira a few days ago, and he told me that he was trying to push to fight Jiri in Brazil, but Jiri denied. Maybe this fight would happen in the U.S. in December. That's the fight you guys are looking for?
Yeah, I don't know yet. We don't have that done yet.
But it's part of your idea?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Last question from me, please. Do you have any fight scheduled for UFC Brazil next year, or
Not yet.
It's too soon for that?
Yeah, not yet. Thank you, guys. Have a good night. Thanks for coming.
Congratulations on earning a UFC contract. What are the emotions like for you right now?
Поздравляю тебя с контрактом UFC. Какие у тебя эмоции сейчас?
Я очень счастлива. Это то, к чему я шла вот все время, что я в единоборствах.
Yeah, I'm very happy. It was something what I was working on that so hard.
It was a night full of finishes. Obviously, you had to fight to a decision. I guess, how worried were you that you wouldn't be selected tonight?
Эта ночь была полна финишей, ну все закончили досрочно, но твой бой закончился по очкам. Ты сильно волновалась из-за этого?
Да, я очень сильно волновалась, тем более мне не удалось показать то, на что я способна полностью, но, видимо, Дана что-то увидел во мне.
Yeah, I was worried really bad, but seems like Dana seen something about me.
We found out after that you had an injury, of course. I guess, how close were you to having to withdraw from this fight?
Ну, мы видели, что у тебя была травма. Как близко к бою все это произошло?
Это произошло по прилету в Америку 1 месяц назад. Как только я прилетела на съемки, я получила травму, и вот весь месяц я не могла нормально тренироваться, не могла проводить спарринги. Мы старались как-то нивелировать мою травму, но особо не получилось.
Yeah, that's happened right after she landed in USA during the video shots, and the whole month she didn't really work because she tried to get away from injuries. Yeah, that was pretty tough.
I guess, do you know the severity of your injury and how long this is going to keep you out before you can make your debut? Do you know how severe the injury is and how long that she'll need to recover before she can fight?
Ты знаешь, насколько все у тебя плохо, ну, через сколько ты сможешь драться в следующий раз?
Надеюсь, что я быстро поправлюсь. Завтра поедем, наверное, сделаем МРТ, и оттуда уже будет видно.
Yeah, she hopes as soon as possible, but she has to do MRI tomorrow.
I guess that'll determine what happens next, but I guess ideally, how do you envision your UFC debut? Is there a place you'd like to do it or a date on the calendar? How would you like to see your debut happen?
Как ты видишь свой дебют в UFC? Как скоро ты хотел бы и вообще, ну как ты это видишь? С кем ты хотел подраться?
Я готова драться с любой соперницей, которую мне дадут. В этом нет никакой проблемы. Единственное, когда я только восстановлюсь, я надеюсь, это будет очень скоро, я готова всегда. Я всегда в хорошей форме.
All I need to be ready 100%. I need to be healthy, but I'm ready to fight anybody, anytime.
Who's more lead, her or you? Congratulations on the contract, obviously a big moment. How are you feeling right now?
Thank you very much. I feel really good. It's my biggest dream. And I just wanna right now rest and get fun after this fight, you know.
And not only a contract, but earn the praise of Dana White, who was very high on you for your performance. I guess, does that add something to it to hear that praise?
Yes, of course, it's very important for me. Dana White watch my fight, and I just wanna show my best performance, and I do this. It's good for me, you know.
Is walking through big high kicks, is that normal for you?
Maybe not normal, but many my sparring partner do this because I'm short guy. The southpaw is easier for my opponent, but I must checking for this and because I'm short. Then after it's easier to take down him, you know.
Yeah. And from there, it seemed he kind of like rolled the wrong way into your choke. I guess, how satisfied or what was going through your mind when it's right there?
I see before I choke him, I only want control him because he just want stand up. But after when I choke, he put hands up, and I see this. After I feel it's close to submit him, and I choke him. I more choke him.
Last thing for me, you got the UFC deal, so now what's the perfect scenario for your debut? Is there an opponent? Is there a date, a location of where you'd like to fight for the first time?
It's not a matter for me. I'm a normal fighter. I want to soon get some fight with anybody. It's not problem. Maybe just opponent who try take down, and it's different style. Everyone, my opponent have its striker. Maybe change my style for opponent. You know, maybe you understand me.
Artuz, your new boss, Dana White, was very high on your performance and was very high as you as a fighter. I just want to know, how does that make you feel?
It's here good because I'm really hard training, and someone see this and understand how I do everything to be on here and show what I can, what I do.
How are you going to celebrate this win?
I don't tell you.
Fair.
Okay, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Obviously happy for you. How about yourself? I mean, this is a big moment in your career. What's the emotion like for you?
Oh man, it feels familiar. You know, I feel excited. I feel like it's just the beginning, and I feel like I'm ready to just show everybody who doubted me what I'm really made of. You know, I mean, I had a quick fight, and I got a lot more that you guys haven't seen, and a lot of improvements that I've made, and you know, but we weren't willing to take any risks. You know, we ain't getting paid by the hour, so said get in, get out, and get that contract signed.
I mean, you've had to battle through some adversity even in the cage, you know, in a couple of your fights. I guess, was that a focus tonight to, like, not have a slow start or, like, not put yourself in a bad position?
Yeah. You know, I mean, he comes from TriStar Gym. You know, he's with Faraz Sahabi and whatnot. You know, #1 ranked fighter. So on paper, it looks like, man, this guy is, you know, the real deal, which he is, you know. And I just showed that I'm the realer deal, you know, because, I mean, what was it, 3 minutes? Yeah. 3 minutes, we got him out of there unscathed, and I'm ready for the next opportunity.
You said it. I mean, you came in even undefeated. You know, you came in as an underdog. You got Dana saying, "I'm not looking for 32-year-olds." I mean, did you sense the doubt out there? And is that something that you almost relish at this point, is having people doubt you?
Oh man, I'm the underdog, all these your phone's blowing up all day, so you see the comments, you see the odds, you see the interviews, and I love it. I've been an underdog my whole life, so it's like, just keep doubting me. I'm gonna keep proving you wrong.
I love it. Now that you got the UFC deal, I guess, what's ideal for you next? I mean, I imagine you're not, too banged up after that fight or whatever. So is it a quick turnaround? Are there, locations, dates, opponents that make sense for you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's something that I'll have to go back and talk with my manager, Jason House, at Iridium. But we're gonna formulate a game plan and just go at it head on and stay active and make some good money.
Last thing for me, it's a selfish question, but I'll ask if you saw Jose Perez pick up the interim belt over the weekend, and if maybe you two guys can unify the CFFC title somewhere down the road in the octagon.
Oh yeah. He's been on my jock, man. That guy's been on my jock. So hate to disappoint you, but I told him a while back. I go, hey man, my eyes are set on bigger and better things. So enjoy the CFFC belt. That is obviously not a thing for me anymore. That's a thing of the past. I knew it after my last fight with Regivaldo Carvalho. I knew that I wasn't going back to that promotion, and that I had a big future in a big organization such as the one that I'm currently in.
Hi, Blake, over here. I heard a little bit about your story even from before your brother passed, and I'm just wondering if you're willing to share a little bit with us.
Yeah, so back in February, my little brother and me were talking, and he had like a episode with some sleeping pills, and I just tried talking to him and telling him like, hey man, life is gonna be good, like it's getting better for us, hold in there. I'm like, when I was 20, I didn't know nothing. I was lost, and so I get it. I just try to relate to him, and then end of February, he was found in a park hanging from a blanket, and I mean, I've come to terms with it, but it's never easy, I got a lot of questions about like my faith, life after death, what does life mean? But the most important thing is I have breath in my lungs, and that was his decision, and I have my own decisions, and I just want to be somebody who can be an advocate for mental health, and somebody who can stand up and let other people know that, look, I've been there too. Like, I've been there my whole life, and that's how I related with Braden until that tragic day. And our mind will play tricks on us if we let it. And so I choose not to believe in depression anymore because I just do not align with it. I think that if you believe in depression, you'll find reasons why you are depressed. Or if you believe in anxiety, you'll believe that you'll look for the reasons. Like, there's a reticular activating system in your mind that looks to prove what you're saying is right. And so I go, no depression for me. I don't believe in it. I can feel sad, I can feel bad about something, but I refuse to go back to believing that I'm depressed. And I think if we get a wave of people thinking like that too, it can really help. It can really help. And then, like, you can understand. You can be like, oh, you don't understand. It's chronic illness, or it's clinically proven, and maybe that's so. But also, people have taken placebos, sugar pills, and they feel better all of a sudden. And then, and it's like, oh, it was just a sugar pill. And it's like, well, what was it then? It was the power of belief, and what we believe in stands true. So I think that if we start empowering the younger generation, that it'll have ripple effects and waves in life.
Recently, Jared Gordon spoke out about how martial arts should not be something that people that struggle with depression and addiction should use to become better. But then you also see fighters that have, gyms that are dedicated to that. So I'm curious what your stance is on that.
I think he's absolutely wrong. I mean, I struggle with addiction, alcoholism, and suicidal thoughts and depression my entire life. Earliest childhood memory was like my dad, like just being crazy, and it was just always like you always had to walk on eggshells around him, like what's gonna happen today? You never know what. And so for somebody to say that, it's like there's two sides of a coin. You have to understand that this is people's therapy. What's the next best option? I think getting into a gym, sweating it out, punching and kicking and getting some aggression out while you're meeting new people, what harm could that do? It could do no harm. Maybe if you're taking unnecessary beatings in the gym, but if that's happening, like there's a coach there for a reason, and that coach should be able to delegate what's happening, But I think if you don't understand how spiritual it is, like a fight is so spiritual. It's more than just the physicality. It improves your mental cognitive function. It improves like how you feel about yourself emotionally. You're able to get it out. And a lot of people, what happens is they isolate and they hold all those feelings in. They have no means of getting it out. So I think that he should consider that there's more reasons why people do the things that they do. It saved my life when I was 17, when I started boxing.
Thank you.
First and foremost, congratulations on the contract. Obviously, a big moment in your career. Just talk to us about how the emotions are setting in right now.
Honestly, man, the emotions is still kind of like like damn, I did it. Been doing this only for 5 years, man, and I was only doing this just to get back in shape because I was 250. It's kind of just like, well, damn, I didn't think it was gonna happen. It's just mouth dropping, and then like kind of just trying to realize like, hey man, you here now, so it's kind of like you have to stay now. You have to. Yeah. So it's just mouth dropping to me. I'm not gonna say like I'm glad I'm here now.
Yeah. So talk to me about, I guess, maybe the feelings like going into this fight, like maybe ahead of time. I mean, it's like it's crazy you're even here. I mean, was there still confidence, or was that like a little nerve wracking, or you had to tell yourself like, no, I belong in this moment?
I wasn't nerve wracking or nothing. It was mostly like I had to put in my mind, like, listen, you are here with the top contenders. Everybody in this building is top contender. We'll be in the UFC. Guys know when. So I put in my mind, like, fuck it. I'm a beast. I'm an animal. Like, I'm here. Like, that's why they made me come to this show. I'm different. I'm an ultimate fighter. So I took that, I put it in my head and said, fuck it, I'm going to kill this dude. I'm going to smash this dude.
So you go out there, I mean, I don't guess you could have done much better, but I guess I just want to ask you about the choke. I mean, as it's locked in, is there any point, you think, okay, I'm not getting this, maybe I got to worry about burning my arms out, or did you know, like, oh, this is absolutely locked in and there's no way he's getting out of here?
Well, honestly, I was going for the doors, but me and my coaches, like, we work on transition from one submission to the next. If that don't work, okay, push off and reset yourself. So when I seen him was defending the doors choke, I was like, oh, I got the guillotine right here because his arm's behind my back. And then instantly I was like, bet, got it. And from, like, I did films, tape on him. Like, I never seen him no time really go to the ground besides somebody did, like, a desperate shot towards him. And I kind of took that as advantage, as putting my striking into, grappling and going to the ground. Because a lot of people say, hey, you're a dominant kickboxer. But I tell people, like, I'm just a unique fighter. Like, I train every day from kickboxing, boxing, to wrestling, jiu-jitsu. And I just love it. And when I came in today, didn't even know he had like 60 amateur fights or something like that. Didn't even know that. It just made me feel like, you put in the work, put in the hours, and put in the time. It doesn't matter what a person has on their resume or their record. As long as you know how many hours you put in, you Gucci.
I know you just thanked your coach and everything. Did I hear you say John Jones? You could credit him for that choke as well?
Yeah, I gave John Jones credit because I'm going to be real with you. The only reason I remember that choke so much is because of John Jones. A lot of people really don't see it, especially when you're on the ground because they're trying to play half guard and everything else. But it's like, bro, just let the underhook go. His head is right there. And then, like, I noticed that, and I started paying attention to how John Jones did it to Leo Machida, and I just started seeing how, like, a lot of people from 10th Planet, and then a lot of people from my gym at Port City was, like, using it. So I was like, I'm going to try to modify this in my way because I'm not good at submissions, I'm going to be real with you. But I just had to modify in the way I can, like, sink it in, and it sunk in, and I felt him, like, want to tap, and then I was like, nah, let me not be this type of fighter to be like, he gives that little slight, little soft, nah, I'm going to crank this bitch up even more. I'm going to keep cranking it. And then I just felt them tap, and I was like, bet.
Last thing for me, I mean, I know it's still kind of all setting in, but now it's time to make your UFC debut, right? So I'm just curious, is there like a dream scenario for you, whether it be, a location, an opponent, a date that's coming up? I mean, what would you like your debut to be?
I know UFC Orlando's coming up soon, and I didn't take any damage. So if Sean Shelby or boss man Dana White want to put me on that card, I'm ready. I'm fun to say I didn't take any bruises or scratches or nothing. So I'm just ready to take over the middleweight division, start from the bottom, bring it up at the top. Everybody came in saying I was the underdog, maybe because of the experience I didn't have or anything like that. So I just love proving people wrong and having fun. And that's the main thing that boiled down to this was me having fun. Like, I seen the odds. I seen the video. I don't care about none of that. That's politics shit, and I don't care about that. It matters what's in that cage. Is, hey, I look at you, you look at me, and we're going to get it on. It's either two things going to happen. You going to win, I'm going to win, and the third thing is it's going to be a draw. And I don't plan on it being a draw. No, that's not my forte. So, whatever the boss man got me, hey, I work for him now. So whatever he got me, I'm just gonna be ready. I'm gonna get ready. I ain't gonna have to stay ready. Well, I mean, I'm gonna have to stay ready so I don't have to get ready. But it's about that time. So hey.
SD. So, I mean, you were going up against a glory kickboxer, right? So, and it finally lasted 47 seconds. What was the game plan? What was it? Were you going to bang with him, or was the game plan to take him down and submit him?
No, the game plan was literally this: jab, kick, Dustin Poirier, which is cross to the body, come back up with the three. If that doesn't work, because I seen how he fought other dudes, he jumps back. And that's why I tell people, I don't watch film to see how hard you hit people or anything like that. I look at the small things, which is your footwork, your hand placement, stuff like that. And I noticed when he fought other people, he'll have his hands kind of close to his chin. And normally when I fight people like that, if I throw a high kick to you, normally your second instance is to block that kick again. So I just had 3 combinations that I've literally been shadow boxing for probably almost a whole week that I've been here, which was jab, kick to the body, jab, kick to the leg, cross to the body. Cross to the body, hook to the head. If that doesn't work, get the body locked, take them to the ground. Just to tire them out. That's really what it was, just to tire them out. But when I seen that head, I'm like, hey, man, go ahead and give it to me. I want it. So.
Can you make welterweight?
No, I'm a fat ass.
And then finally for me, for anybody that doesn't know, what's the origin of your nickname?
The Reefer? The Reaper? Oh, shit. Basically, the Reaper, man, like, long story short, I used to sit inside a graveyard and just smoke. And, like, since me losing homies and stuff and people that was close to me, it kind of made me feel like I was, like, still close to them. So I kind of just gave my name the Grim Reaper because, like, he only comes when it's time to come take your soul. And besides that, he's chilling and collecting souls and looking at everything else. So that's how my name came about, from losing my homies in the streets and then me smoking at the graveyard.
Congratulations.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.